22 local people and organizations have been honored in Chicago as Homefront heroes.
People in our state who in the past 7 years have gone above and beyond the call of duty to help support our soldiers and their service members wherever they may be.
Homefront heroes include people who helped veterans, soldiers, and their families by raising money and sending care packages and even Valentine's Day cards to troops fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan.
As the anniversary of 9/11 approaches, some Chicagoans are being honored for their heroism. Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn presented 22 people and organizations with Homefront Hero Awards. Community members who go above and beyond when helping service members, military families, and veterans were the ones who received the awards. Quinn says it's important to honor those who answered the call to duty to defend their democracy.
Back on September 11th of 2001, that our lives were changed. Our country had a duty to defend democracy, to make sure that terrorism did not extinguish government of the people that Abraham Lincoln talked about.
On Thursday, the country will remember those who died in the 9/11 attacks. It will be the 7th anniversary.
In Washington, D.C., thousands took part in the 4th annual Freedom Walk, which honors victims of 9/11 and Americans who fought and died in the wars that followed. They made their way from Arlington National Cemetery to the Pentagon, where 180 people died 7 years ago. The walk was created 3 years after 4 hijacked planes slammed into the World Trade Center towers and a field in Pennsylvania, as well as the Pentagon. Close to 3,000 people died in the attacks. One survivor talked about what it's like to revisit the Pentagon.
I believe it hit the first floor, drove in 3 rings. It hit with such force I had never experienced anything like it in my life. It rattled right down to the bone.
The Pentagon sponsors the Freedom Walks, which take place nationwide.
It was announced today that U.S. General David Petraeus, head of American forces in Iraq, will officially relinquish his command next week. Petraeus, who is credited with overseeing the troop surge that curbed Iraqi violence, will become head of the U.S. Central Command. NBC's Tom Aspell sat down with the general today in Baghdad for an exclusive interview where he hinted at some upcoming news on troop withdrawals.
Petraeus' exit from Iraq comes at a time when there is increasing speculation about a reduction of America's 146,000 troops here. But today, he wouldn't talk numbers.
I'd rather not do that, just because there are probably announcements coming this week that will lay out some of that, and I think that would, I don't want to preempt that kind of announcement.
As he prepares to leave Iraq, Petraeus says the success of the surge, 30,000 extra American combat troops who fought and lived alongside Iraqi soldiers to take and hold areas controlled by insurgents and militias, was a highlight. He worked with American and Iraqi troops in the field and talked with Iraqi civilians as the security situation improved.
We watched a soccer game, no body armor, no Kevlar, buying bread, talking to the merchants, and got a cell phone call from the Speaker of the Council of Representatives, who reported that they'd passed 3 laws that day. Not just 1, but 3, and they were very significant laws.
Petraeus moves on now to head Central Command, in charge of not only Iraq, but Afghanistan too, where analysts say more American troops are needed to take on a resurgent Taliban. Were there lessons learned in Iraq he could apply to Afghanistan?
You have to craft a strategy, obviously, that is appropriate to that particular context. And so that's by way of saying that you can't take everything that we've done here and transplant it to Afghanistan.
Perhaps the most important lesson Petraeus will carry with him is the will to win. Tom Aspell, NBC News, Baghdad.